So back to the channel guys in yet another chess video, and I'm back again with another beautiful and amazing game of mine, and this will teach you why you should always keep an eye on your back rank, because you may blunder a back rank mate sometimes by mistake also. That's why you should always when after castling make some pawn moves to make escape routes for your king, so there would be low chances of you blundering a back rank mate. So that's why you should always keep an eye on your back rank, especially after castling. And this game will teach you just that. So I had the black pieces in this game, and opponent starts off with d4 queen pawn opening. I replied with knight to f6, and after e3 I played e6. After bishop to d3 I played bishop to e7, and after opponent developed his knight on f3 I played b6. And now I think that my structure is looking something like the Queen's Indian defense, although I don't know much about it, but still, let's continue the video. After my opponent plays knight b to d2, I played bishop to b7, taking control of the a8 to h1 diagonal. After opponent castled kingside, I also castled kingside. And after rook to e1 is played, I played c5, trying to get some pawn breaks and trying to get my influence in the center. And opponent solidifies his structure by playing c3. After knight to c6, opponent plays d takes on c5. And after d takes on c5 gives a slight advantage to me, although I played bishop takes on c5. And after e4 I played d5. Opponent countered this with a mistake, e5. And now why this is a mistake? Because it allows the move knight to g4, and now as you can see, the e5 pawn is also under attack while the f7 pawn is also hanging. But this didn't happen, and instead I countered the mistake with a mistake. I played knight to d7. I think this was a mistake because knight to d7 is just too passive. It only attacks the e5 pawn and nothing else. So after my opponent played queen to c2, eyeing down the weak h7 pawn, I played h6. And after opponent played b4, gaining a tempo on my bishop, I moved my bishop to e7. After a3 I played rook to e8, and after c4 after opponent c4 I played d takes c4, and after knight takes c4, eyeing down the weakened d6 square, I played bishop to f8, and opponent finally played knight to d6. Although before knight to d6, first giving a check via bishop to h7 was the best move, but still, after knight to d6, I traded my dark squared bishop for his really powerful knight. He took with the d pawn, and now by playing e takes on d6, and now I played e5. Opponent played bishop to e4, and now I played rook to c8, preparing for a discovery on the queen. Opponent now plays bishop to b2, which was an inaccuracy, and now we have knight to d4 on the board. And even though my bishop is hanging in this position, my opponent's queen is also under attack, danger levels. So the queen is worth more than the bishop, so queen should be protected first. So opponent played queen to d3. Now I played knight takes on f3 check. My bishop is still hanging, but what's worth more than a bishop? The king, yeah. And the king is currently in check, so the bishop cannot be captured. So first my opponent captures the knight, and after we both traded bishops, I quickly played rook to e6, going after the d6 pawn. Opponent defends by playing rook a to d1, but now I played queen to f6, and I created even more pressure on that pawn, and now opponent plays rook to d5, and now I grabbed the d6 pawn via rook takes on d6. In return, he grabbed my e5 pawn via bishop takes e5, and after knight takes e5, opponent plays rook takes on e5, and he gained full control over the e file by creating a battery of queen and rooks on the e file. Now I played rook d to d8, just retreated my rook, and now he made a blunder by playing queen to b7, and I'm completely winning now. You know why this is a blunder? As I already told you at the start of this video, that you should always keep an eye on your back rank, because sometimes in chess even impossible moves become possible. That's what happened, and it took me over a minute to spot this move, and I finally played it. The move is queen takes on e5. So yeah, the rook on e5 was actually hanging because the queen cannot be captured. If it's ever captured, then my rook will either of my rooks will come to the first rank and deliver a mate, just like this back rank mate. That's why you should always keep an eye on your back rank, and that's why in this position the best move for white was to play h4 to make a escape route for the king, and my opponent should have been better in this position, but still he made a blunder and lost the game. And after queen takes on e5, it was in this position on move number 28 that my opponent finally resigned the game and I won. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you all liked this video. If you enjoyed this video, then please share this video with your family and friends, and also do not forget to subscribe and clicking the bell so you won't miss any of my future videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.